Hey all, Charlie here, and I am joined by Fletcher Dunn, the pop rock star lurking in the shadows of the local Meanjin music scene. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you very much for having me, Charlie. Yeah, it's a classic Monday over here, just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Can't really complain.
It's the way you've got to be because you have a massive week coming up. Starting off this Wednesday, your new single, Hate Me, is out everywhere. I've heard clips of this track from your live performances on socials. It sounds so good. Can you talk us through this song?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for the love of it. Yeah, no, I'm very excited for Hate Me to come out because it's the first song that I've made that has definitely felt like a lot more me. Because coming out of just creating in terms of going through uni, making music with mates and everything, this song, yeah, me and two of my best friends, Charlie Driver and Thomas Herwood, made it. And yeah, we kind of put it together over a couple weeks and a couple of rough sessions with everything going on in life, doing life's thing. And yeah, it's kind of come out really well, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and very excited to kind of let everybody hear it.
Yeah. The lyrics you've got in this song, it's a bit angsty. There's a bit of emotion, a lot of angst actually coming at us. What was the real inspiration to put these like sort of personal feelings into a song that the whole world is going to be able to listen to anytime, whenever they want?
Um, this song specifically, I remember writing it was we did a show for like a private function for the QT Eng Ball at the Princess Theatre last year, and like we were able to go and enjoy the Eng Ball. I had a couple drinks, and then I'm just there. I'm like, I know no one here other than my bass player and his partner, and I'm like so just overstimulated. And I just go down. There was a piano in the green room, and so yeah, then I'm just writing this song, and yeah, it's kind of, I guess it kind of just came out of that kind of like imposter syndrome moment of like, there's so many people around me just being overstimulated, and then obviously fleshing it out kind of further down the line, having some fun with it as well. Like, there's a couple lines in there that are like, yes, seriousness, but of course, always got to have fun with music and make it, like, as you say, extra angsty on it. Because there's this whole line about like a lobotomy, and I don't know about you, but I've never had a lobotomy before, but God, would I like one.
Hey, it might solve all of our issues. We don't know.
I don't. They got rid of it too. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, that's kind of where Hate Me kind of came from, and changing it from like a thing on like the piano to the whole band setup that we've got is it's always fun.
Yeah. How is it for you to be like writing on such like a stripped back acoustic instrument? The song would even like change form when you're bringing it to a live band setting. How do you know you want to make it a loud, punchy thing rather than a slower, sadder piece?
Um, for me personally, um, I think a lot of the songs that I write start out on like either acoustic guitar or piano and are very chord based in terms of like very simplistic, A lot of the first songs that I started writing out were like 1 5 6 4. And then this one, like after I finished writing it, it was kind of just like one of those things that just kind of sat in the back of my head. And then uni came around, and we were like, let's make a song. And then so me and at the time my drummer Tom, who I mentioned before, we just came up with a bunch of riffs. So so I just came out of sing this. Um, yeah, so we just came up with a bunch of riffs and just kind of were like, this feels like a rock song, and just kind of where it sat in my voice just was like, because yeah, I just felt that was the song that was where the song needed to go, was with the whole band and with, crazy kind of almost screams but not screams, and just like a little bit of everything around it as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. Sometimes like you sit with these emotions or like a song or something for so long, like it takes a different form. It starts to feel a bit different. And it's such like a wondrous thing. I love how that happens.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really great because like for me personally, like just being able to create songs through like every different avenue. Like I just dropped a song like last month that was like a hyper pop kind of inspired thing, and then to now drop like a rock song, it's kind of just, they're just different songs that live in a different space, and it's kind of interesting to see how that evolves over time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's also like it's like the duality perspective where it's like one day you're feeling this, it's like it's bright, there's a bit of shininess happening, and then the other day it's just like getting it out there,
Yeah,
yelling it at the world.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And this latest track, Hate Me, is coming out on your new album towards the end of July, which is so soon, but also so far away. It's that weird time sort of shift right now. But what
Yeah.
can we expect from this album? Can you tell us a bit about it?
So the album is called Kesu, but I've spelt it like Gyesu. I don't know why. It kind of came from like a little bit of an acronym and then like a little bit of jumbling up words, and then it just kind of looked good. It looked pretty, and
Mhm.
then yeah. So the kind of idea of the album was to kind of just experiment, make music with friends across different genres. So each track out of the 10 is very significantly different. And so yeah, so that's kind of where that came from. And yeah, you're right, July is coming up. The album for me, I was kind of like, because I'm moving to the UK for 2 years in July. And I was like, well, I want to put the album out before I leave. And I want to celebrate it with everybody before I leave. And so
Mm.
I'm like, hold up, let's just put it out on the date that I leave, and then it's done. It's like, all right, see y'all, and then just go in. Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the album to kind of finally be out there because I think I've kind of had it done since November last year, so it's good to kind of finally put it out.
I love that sort of like a parting gift. It's like I don't care if this does amazingly, if this does horribly, I'm out of here. Not my problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And it'll be good
so
to kind
cool.
of take it over the sorry, so much yawns. It'd be good to kind of take it overseas and kind of have some fun with it over there as well.
Yeah, because the UK seems like the place Australian musicians go and then they become a worldwide name and then they come back to Australia. They're like, yeah, actually, I'm totally famous now.
Yeah, like you guys heard of me before? No, yeah, I used to live over there when I was younger, and so going
Mm.
back seeing some mates, seeing Oasis, it's like
Mm.
the main kind of. I was like, all right, got my Oasis ticket. Let's book a flight. Shit, what's the visa situation? And
Mm.
then they've completely changed the entire visas on me in like the last 3 months. So now my plan is completely rear-ended. And so yeah, so now it's going over and it's just going to be great. But yeah.
Fair enough. I love that. If you had to, on the spot, summarize like the vibe of this album, which is like 10 different things, if you had to summarize this vibe in 5 words, what would they be?
In 5 words, um, ooh, giving you everything so unsuccessfully. That was the acronym for the thing that I made when I was 16. So, Little Pretty World, I guess. But like the album's kind of built around the theme of like moving on and
Mm.
kind of, which is again, the reason why I want to drop it when I'm moving on and taking a step away and going on new adventures. So yeah, so, to be emo.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. Yeah. Giving everything is such like a positive thing, like giving everything you've got, such a positive thing. And then the unsuccessfully comes in behind it. And I feel
Hmm.
like that's just like a nice, well-rounded piece for also just like the life of an indie musician in especially this city where it's like we have opportunities, just
Yeah.
not as much as there is like down south.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't get me wrong, the Brisbane music scene is insane. There's so many great musicians, there's so many great opportunities. Like even for myself in the last 2 years, we've had insane kind of opportunities that I would never have thought we'd be able to do. But then you go down south and it's like, all right, here's you opening for an international artist. And it's like, whoa, but yeah. So it's insane the difference, but the community up here is crazy as well.
Yeah, like I grew up like as a child in Melbourne down in Naarm, and when I go back on holidays, I'm just like, if I never left this place, my like career as like a music journalist or even just like as a music enjoyer would be so different and so amplified. And then I'm like, I should move down, but I'm like, I have such a soft spot in my heart for this scene here and like our local venues, local musicians. Oh, it's such a tricky battle.
It really is like where is the, because here it feels so local, and then
Mm,
for myself, I haven't been to Melbourne or Sydney in a while, but when I went to Sydney like 2 years ago, and literally we were like, me and my mate from the UK actually, we flew down got to the hotel. The first thing we did, we're like, all right, we're here for a week. What concerts are on? And
Mm.
then on the Wednesday night, there was this band called No Pressure that I saw on a bunch of stories from artists that I like from Sydney. And I was like, oh, cool, haven't heard of them before. Go rock it. And we rock in, great show. And the next day I look at it, and it's this lead singer for the Story So Far's side project. And I was like, this
Yeah.
international artist playing down at the Lansdowne. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay, that was insane. I didn't think, like, did not even
Yeah.
connect it.
Mm.
And yeah, so that's the Sydney vibe for you. You go look for a local gig, and it's just fucking Parker Cannon from the Story So Far.
Mm.
That was a wild gig. But yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like you see people like, oh yeah, there's this like free concert in Melbourne in this like 200 person capacity venue, and then you stand there and it's like, I would be paying like $100 to see that here, and I'd be happy to pay that because it's like it's worth it. It's so
Oh, right.
weird.
It's always worth it. Whatever
Yeah.
the cost is, it's always worth it for the enjoyment.
Yes, 100%.
Sometimes some artists can stretch it. Some artists can stretch it, but most of the time, under $200, yeah, worth it.
Take my money. I'll do it.
Take my money. When it gets to like 600, oh, I'm not too sure. Not too sure,
But hey, for
Beyonce.
some artists, it is worth it.
Yes, that's true.
Yes. But speaking of those crazy costs, there's something coming up this weekend that costs way less than $600, way less than $100. You have a single launch show for Hate Me coming up this Sunday, the 18th, at like the newly moved Junk Bar. So exciting. What can we expect from this show?
This show, I'm actually very excited for it because I love the Junk Bar. They were the first venue that put me on for like my first ticketed show, and that was like a great success, which we had Serendipity and Savvy Shoe for that, and just playing with a couple mates. And this one, we've got Cardboard Cutouts as the main support, and I saw them play at the Triffid for their like beer garden show, and that was insane. And opening is Amy Elise, who is a good friend of mine from uni, and it's also her goodbye show before she leaves to the UK. Not the UK, the United States next month.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we were kind of her and I were talking. We were like, we need to do a show together before you leave, and then it kind of just ended up being this. And I was looking for an opportunity to play at the Junk Bar before I leave.
Yeah.
Before I left. Yes, that's English. Okay.
Yes.
Before I left, and yeah, and it kind of just felt very fitting to have Cardboard Cutouts on the lineup, who have a song with Amy, which is great, and then yeah, and then have Amy play with us for a couple songs at the end of the set as well. So I'm very excited. I'm very keen to celebrate all of the local music that I've been a part of, especially at the Junk Bar, and also the music that Amy has been a part of because she's a wonderful musician and it's really good to play with her. So yeah.
I have been a fan of Amy Elise since I was like 16. She released her song Only 16, and in my head, I'm like, I came across it, I think, on Triple J Unearthed, and in my head, I'm like, oh, so this artist is obviously like in their 20s, you know, just releasing a song about being 16. And then I realized she was my age.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
that sort of thing. She was my first like indie artist I'd ever discovered, and I still haven't seen her live yet. So I'm
Well,
so excited for this show.
yes, she's very great live. We had her last year for our Glass Shattered Memory single launch at Tomcat before that one shut down or renovated or whatever's happening with Tomcat.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
big question mark. What's happening there?
yeah, big question mark. Very sad that I probably won't be in town when they reopen because that was a great venue. Um, and yeah, so I completely lost my tangent, but here's a different one. I actually saw Amy play way before we were friends, and I don't even like remember it. It was the year that I went to schoolies. She played there for the live band night, and yeah, I remember seeing her, and I was just did not connect it for like so many years that that was her playing, and yeah, it was insane.
That's such a big thing about our local scene. Everything is so crazily interconnected. Like one of my mates, Hope D, has a song about going to a concert from one of my other favorite bands, Cry Club. And I just sat there one day, I was like, I was talking to the band that day. I saw them that day that my favorite song is written about. It's
Yeah,
such a crazy
yeah.
like interconnection we have up here.
It's I don't know, it's like the 2 degrees of Brisbane, not the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever it is. Yeah, everybody
Yes.
knows each other in Brisbane, and there's so many different little stories on how people know each other. It's great.
Yeah,
It's a great community.
it's such a cool thing. Or like also the QUT musicians, Like, I
Mm.
didn't realize it was such a thing. As soon as I started at the uni, pretty much 90% of what I listened to was all musicians from the uni or like
Yeah,
people, like bands like Ballpark Music who started in the music classrooms. And it's
yeah,
such like a thing where it's like, oh my gosh, everyone wrote these songs in these classrooms that I'm now having a mental breakdown in.
yeah. And so valid of having a mental breakdown in Z9 classrooms because
Mm.
they're the best place to have them. But yeah, no, it's insane. And even just like for me personally, like a bunch of my mates' music's like EJ Wood's new track, 4 months that he dropped a couple months ago. That's just been on my repeat. Like I've been listening to that song so much. Um, and like yeah, just so many different mates that just the quality that comes out of QUT is insane. It's so fun, especially yeah, it's such an honor to be part of that crowd as well. So it's
Yeah.
always good.
It was like I didn't realize till I sat down at the end of last year and everyone was posting graduation posts. And that was when
Mm.
it sat in and I was like, oh my God, our like music cohorts are so talented. And I'm just waiting for the day. Like I know I'm gonna be in the crowd at like the Arias or something, and then like the whole cohort's gonna be walking through the stage.
Dude, and the best part is they'll all be there to support each other. They're all
Yeah.
very tight committed. They're all great mates. So yeah, it's good.
Mm.
And I hope they win Arias. They deserve it.
Yes. Oh, it's such a crazy community to be in, honestly. And I'd
Mm.
love to again talk about the local Aussie scene, so not just our local one, like the broader Aussie scene, and about
Yeah.
your influences and inspirations. Because as you can probably see above my head, I have G Flip posters and vinyls
Yes.
everywhere, and you cite G Flip as one of your big inspirations, which really shines through in these like angstier lyrics, and even like as you were talking about like Purple with like the hyperpop moments, you can see all of that in like in the discography of people like G Flip. How does it feel to be drawing inspiration from local people, or I guess we can call G local, like local
Yeah.
Australian artists who have like laid sort of the groundwork for you to come through and make your own music?
Yeah, no, G Flip, I actually got on way too late. When Drummer released, I was like, oh, I'm onto this. This is a great album. I think it's still in like my top 5 albums of all
Yeah.
time. Like I love Drummer, and
Mm,
that was definitely like a big inspiration of coming into Kesu and kind of
yeah.
like it's just not even just that, just in my general approach to music, making the drums such a focus.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, and then obviously going back and listening to all their other stuff. They're such a big influence on me, just the way that they play around with genre,
mm,
and in terms of just like the flow and the also amazing voice, can't get away with it. And then outside of that, specifically with Hate Me, that was inspired by a lot of the like Sydney bands coming out of like from the early like 2010s and like Stand Atlantic, Yours Truly, With Confidence, Between You and Me,
mm,
Teenage Jones, even a little bit like a bunch of like those kind of Aussie pop punk kind of
mm.
high energy, raw fucking angst. Like yeah, so they're a big inspiration to me. Yeah,
Yeah, that like it's a sort of thing you don't think about, and then you say things like that, and it all kind of clicks into place. Like especially like the Stand Atlantic, Teenage Jones, even like Alex Leahy sort of vibes
yeah,
with it all. It's
yeah,
oh, they are my like favorite things to listen to because I'm such a person that I want to turn on the song and be able to like cathartically sing slash scream along. And
yeah.
it's that type of music that just sits so well and then ends up in my top played songs of the year.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's me at the moment with yours truly. Their
Yeah.
song Heart Sleeps has been on repeat for me for some reason this week. So, yeah, no, great band.
Yeah, I remember like finding some of their stuff like when I was in high school, and that was like my go-to. Like, I'm in a bad mood, I need to listen to a loud
Yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah. Need to let it out. Gotta let the anger out. Punk rock, yeah.
And it's like I'm 15 years old. I don't actually have anything to be angry about, but let's do it.
But there's just that much anger.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it. And
yeah,
you
yeah.
started on this before talking about some of the tracks you'd been listening to, but I want to take like a deeper dive into your playlist and hear what local artists you've been listening to and absolutely loving lately, and you think we're gonna love as well.
Mm. Well, obviously, Cardboard Cutout Steer.
Mm,
That one's just a great track. Talk Heavy, Die For You. That
mm,
one's been fun. They dropped that one last week. EJ Wood, 4 months. Love that song. Oh, what local songs have I been listening to? Dude, so much recently. I feel like it has been a shame, but I've just kind of been listening to this artist Bill Murray nonstop from the States.
Mm.
Um, but they're not local. Let me try and think. I'm gonna bring out the support of my playlist.
Mhm.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's such a shame. Like sometimes I discover like indie artists releasing their first song and I get hooked on it. And then I look at it and I realize, oh, they're actually like not Australian. I feel bad now.
Yeah, yeah, no, that is such a vibe. That was yeah, it was me. I've been not very local in terms of they're actually kind of huge, but Sly Withers last week I was listening
Yes.
to a lot of them. I'd never listened to them before
Mm.
because I saw them when they opened for Sin Atlantic last year. I was like, oh, I need to listen to these guys. They were great, and then just never got around to it. And then
Mm.
last week I think I listened to Overgrown about 4 times in the one week. Such a good album. I'm like, should I sing in an Australian accent? Because it
Mm.
makes their music makes me want to sing in an Australian accent.
Yeah, and
So yeah,
like especially their collab with Susie, it's not a
dude, I was
competition.
just about to
That
mention that.
that's
Such a
my
good song.
favorite because like Sly, the boys have got like such that Aussie accent, and then Susie has it as well, and it's one of those
Yeah.
songs that I love, and I'm like, if I went to America and just like played this in the middle of the street, people would like pass out. They would not know
Hmm.
what hit them.
Exactly. Well, the best part about that song, so after listening to a bunch of the Sly Weather stuff, I obviously as a singer-songwriter or whatever the fuck, I wrote a song singing in an Australian accent. I sent it to Amy actually, and she was like, "You're doing too much of that pop punk like American twang on it." And then that Susie one, I was like, I don't know if I sent it to her or I thought about it. I was like, well, when Sly Withers comes in on this song, they sound like some American motherfucker, and then like
Yeah,
2 seconds later, they're Australian as hell. So I can go in and out as much as I
yeah,
please.
you can do
Yeah.
whatever you want. Creative liberty.
Would we? I don't
I
know why I
love
said
it.
would we, but we hit it.
Yeah. Oh, those are such good picks as well. Honestly,
Yeah.
now I've just got like Sly Withers songs in my head. They are like the nicest band as well.
Oh, very slay, very slay.
I did their merch a few times. They also have the best merch range. Like, complete
Yeah, yeah,
tangent,
yeah.
but they have like such a good range of sizes. I think they bring about 7 sizes of like each shirt on tour. And then they have so many different like non-wearable items. And it's
Mm,
oh, one of my favorite things is when like an artist gets to the point where they can have a big merch range and they actually do stuff that isn't just like a black shirt.
yeah.
Because oh,
Oh,
the
I
best.
love a black band tee. I'm
Oh
surprised I'm
yeah.
not wearing it now, but baller. But yeah, like it's from my experience selling my own merch. The first round that we did, we sold out of like tote bags way
Mhm.
quicker than we sold out of shirts because people love a tote. And
Yeah.
so having those like extra, especially like day in the life useful things that
Mm.
people like, oh, I've already got enough clothes. Like
Yeah. I don't have the
I don't
space
need
for like
another
five
shirt.
more
I'm not going to
t-shirts. Yeah.
spend $60 on a shirt, but I really want to support. Well, here's a
Yeah.
$20 tote bag. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it for work. I'm going to use it for
Yeah.
uni. Or hell, I don't have it on me right now, but I have a Sammy Shin poster somewhere in my room.
Yeah.
So, like shit's useful.
Yeah, it's such the thing. Like, I have a 4ZZZ tote from when I did work experience in year 10. I use it for uni practically every day. It has holes like every side of it, but I love it. And people come up to
Yeah.
me and start conversations about it. And I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I can promote an artist in that way or promote like a music related thing in that way, I'll do it. Let me have like my hat here, my Go Smart hat is my
Yeah.
favorite hat I own because it starts so many conversations and I get to talk about the band every time someone sees it.
That's very slay. That is very slay. For me, I have this hat that it's a Sabrina Carpenter merch and just says
Mm.
dipshit in like bedazzled kind of writing and with a little heart on it. And people are like, "Oh my God, I love the hat." And I'm like, "Well, Sabrina Carpenter." And nobody ever guesses that it's Sabrina Carpenter
Yeah,
merch.
I
It's just
wouldn't.
everybody's mind from Eras Tour is just gone. They've all
Mm.
forgotten now. Everyone used to be like Sabrina Carpenter. But yeah. So that's only chance to talk about Sabrina Carpenter's music. But that's a fun hat to wear.
I love that. Are we going to see like a Sabrina Carpenter infused track on your album?
Um, oh, not necessarily. There's definitely like poppier tracks. There's this one that I did with Charlie who does an insane sax solo on Hate Me, and we did it together. It's called First, and that one's like a bit more of the poppy kind of like house kind of vibe. So a little bit of Sabrina Carpenter in there.
I love that. I would not have picked like that you would have like Sabrina Carpenter, even sort of like tidbits in your album, but I'm now very keen for this.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I
I
love
listen to
that.
a lot of music. There's a big range.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love just having the most random songs on my playlist as well and being like,
Mm.
no one knows, but in my headphones, I'm listening to this.
Yes, exactly, bro. Going from heavy metal one second to then like country or like folk the next. That's
Hmm.
that's my life. That's my life at the moment.
Love it. So, yeah, you've got your latest single coming out this week. You've got a gig at the end of the week. Is this our last chance to see you before you head off?
No, I have definitely been overworking on trying to get all the shows in and all like different experiences so that we're
Mhm.
not just doing the same show each time to try and get it like
Yeah.
definitely have a good time. But this will be the last time that we're playing at the Junk Bar, sadly, and doing that
Okay.
kind of little dive bar rock show that
Okay.
that we've grown to love playing. So yeah, so definitely it won't be the last time to see us, but it will be the last time to see us in such a high energy kind of way that yeah, it will be fun.
Fair enough.
It'll be
Okay.
yeah.
So, one of the last times to see you, are we going to hear some more album tracks at this show?
Yes, of course. There's one of the songs that we play live that is so different from how we do it studio wise.
Mm.
It's kind of like it's called Iliad, and playing that one live, that one's probably my one of my favorite moments of the set in terms of we get the crowd singing, all that, and yeah, that song, I'm very excited to play that one live at the show. And also
Perfect.
we change up a bunch of the actually we've changed up a lot of the songs on the album to fit this rock vibe for the show.
Okay.
So yeah, very excited to show those out because like if you like a song like Goodbye Forever with Dublin
Mm.
Rose, that one we have changed it up a lot to fit with this Hate Me vibe. That one's fun to play.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. So, Sunday night at the junk bar, it is going to be great. I hope if people are watching, if you're still sticking it out this long, because many people don't, thank you for watching. And
Thank you.
also,
Thank you very
you
much for
better
watching.
be there on Sunday because why the hell
$15
wouldn't you?
tickets? Like that's insanely cheap.
So good.
If you come, I'll throw in a free drink. Maybe I have the budget
Just,
for a free drink or two.
just wait. If there's like 1,000 viewers on this video, please. But like, if there's like a
Uh,
thousand viewers, you're gonna be broke.
yeah, yeah. I will be. I will be. I don't have the cash for that. Maybe
So
literally two or three.
I will hold you to it. If you're in the top two or three, top first two or three people to see this video and buy a ticket to the show, free drinks on us.
Yes, I know.
Amazing. Thank you so much for making the time to chat about everything you're doing right now.
No, thank you very much for chatting me about it. It's always fun. It's a great pleasure.